Giannis Lazaru, and I'm a mathematics teacher at the Pankiprio Gymnasio in Nicosia. I'm also a member of the board of Cyprus Mathematical Society, and I'm here with you to experience this great opportunity to exchange ideas and all our knowledge. It's very important, especially on topics such as STEAM education and other areas. So today I'm going to present to you, the presentation is about counting principles, something very common in maths, and this is, as we call it, a learning plan, not a lesson plan anymore, but a learning plan, because as teachers, we're not teachers anymore, we're called facilitators. We try to make the students discover the knowledge, and this is how they get the knowledge more permanently in their minds, instead of giving the knowledge out like just some information. So we talk about learning plan for the students. My name again is Giannis Lazaru, and the organization is Cyprus Mathematical Society. So, as I say here, the lesson plan deals with the need for handling data, as the 21st century is characterized by a huge increase in data handling. Handling data is very important, and it's the part of the mathematician to give to the students. In many STEAM projects, like robotics, or constructing a bridge, or making a smart greenhouse with tomatoes that get ready for consumption. A lot of data are coming from these projects, and a mathematics teacher should learn the kids to deal with this data, make the right conclusions, and take the necessary steps to move forward for his projects. So, the learning objectives of this learning plan is that the pupils will learn and develop skills that will help them in understanding and using some basic counting principles. Some principles that in many schools are taught in the last year of the school, at the age of 18. These principles are very easy and can be given to the students from early ages, even from the age of 10, 11 or 12. So why not put this in their minds and teach them some basic principles on combinatorics, on probabilities. So the learning outcome of this learning plan, this lesson plan, is now edited, aims to provide pupils of ages 10 to 13 with the basic knowledge that will help them realize real-world situations where there is a need for using and understanding these principles of counting. As I say here, we have relevant activities and examples in a very analytical learning plan that is going to be given to everybody in electronic form. Yes, if it already exists, maybe. So, can I remove that? Contributors, partners in this small-scale STEAM class. It's the mathematics teacher, we call him T1, the art teacher, T2, the economics teacher, T3. These three teachers will make this small STEAM course for the pupils in order to understand the principles of counting in a multi-subject lesson. Teacher 2 and Teacher 3 will support the activities through their special areas and provide the context for understanding and applying the counting principles in the context of their topics. As you see, the mathematics teacher is now in the center of this coordination. So teachers, they have to meet up before and discuss the ideas, and not just the mathematics teacher saying you have to do that and you have to do that. Because the art teacher and the economics teacher, they may come up with ideas. Also, we rely a lot on the ideas of the pupils. As well, sometimes ideas even from the parents, which is a bit surprising, but the European Union, they also have this as a criterion for the parents to be actively involved in this new STEAM framework. So let's go have a look. The steps, knows the material. He has to be the main controller of all of this. And let's go to activity 1, A1. It's the development of activities related to the principles of counting in the context of the driving questions. So, in activity 1, we get to introduce the topic, and we're going to use some driving questions. I will tell you more in the next slides. And in activity 2, which is also the job of the mathematician, is to monitor exercises in the spirit of aims and objectives of this topic. So, after the theory, we go to some practice in activity 2 lesson. So both 45-minute lessons there from the mathematician. The teacher 2 in art, as you see, activity 3 is for the art teacher. He's going to be supporting students in illustrating, presenting some of the ideas in the activities, helping students visualizing how our topic connects with the real world. I say illustrating, presenting, because I see in a lot of lectures that art is about painting, which is totally wrong. Art involves theater, music, dance, movement. So as you see here, we don't just really need an art teacher, we can use a lot of other teachers, like the athletics teacher or the theater teacher, to insert art into our interdisciplinary course. Teacher 3, economics. Activity 4, it's for the economics teacher. He's going to be supporting students in the calculating part of our topic, implementing data in real life problems, help them connect our topic with the real world. What's more catchy than the financial part of every lesson? If you talk to students about money, they will be involved completely. How much is that and how much should I save? So, action plan formulation. Stage 1, activities A1 and A2 by the mathematician are the main activities of the lesson. First 2 periods for 45 minutes. Communication between the mathematics teacher T1 with T2 and T3 for designing and developing their A3 and A4 relevant to the topic, their actions. Stage 2 is activity by the arts teacher, will take place during the 3rd period, duration 45 minutes for the art teacher to implement what we designed. And the stage 3 is the 4th activity by the economics teacher. It will take place during the 4th period. It will be the last step of the process, and it will be used as a short evaluation exercise as well. So, materials, equipment, e-platform. For S1, we have computers, tablets. For S2, subject 2, arts, we have material for designing. We can have virtual reality program on painting. We already have this program in my school that the kids, the pupils, can go in a 3D environment and paint a 3D flower. So you don't actually paint now on a piece of paper or on the board, but you can actually paint inside a room and choose colors. And what can you do with that? Can you print it? No, you can print it in a 3D printer. So what you designed, like a big flower or something else, you can now even print it in your 3D printer. For S3, for subject 3, we have the scientific calculator. So learning objectives and outcomes. Pupils will understand the various types of data and learn how to organize and represent data in forms that will facilitate counting. Pupils will learn and apply the multiplication principle for counting in the case of independent events. I have a lot of detail of these steps in the detailed learning plan that we have online. Pupils will learn and apply the addition principle for counting in the case of mutually exclusive events. I mean, I don't need to explain this in detail, but if you have 2 buses going to Zadar and 3 planes going to Zadar, then the possible ways of getting there is 2 plus 3 equals 5, because these means are independent. Okay, so these are the details of the mathematics lessons. Third, pupils will learn and apply the addition principle for counting in the case of mutually exclusive events. pupils will discuss and learn to use the principle of inclusion-exclusion for counting. When you have, let's say, pupils good in arts and pupils good in English language, then if you count both sets, you will find pupils that are counted twice, because you can find two pupils, you can find some pupils that are very good in both subjects. This is like a short description of inclusion-exclusion principles. What are the learning outcomes and expected results? So pupils should be able to construct a set of outcomes of an event, identifying if two or more events are related or independent. Again, I repeat, this is taught in the last year of their school year at the age of 17 or 18, but this is so simple, so why not introduce in a slightly easier way this knowledge. Third, solve counting problems by either applying elementary counting techniques or by using the sum and product rules or the principle of inclusion-exclusion. 4, become proficient in counting techniques and possess the foundations for basic permutations, combinations, and generally basic probability principles. Again, combinations is taught analytically at the last year of their education, and it's so I mean, especially probability theory, it's so interesting for everybody. What's the probability to do that or the other, or play a game? They're very interested, and why not teach them some principles from early ages of 10 to 13. Methodology, teaching methods, motivation strategies, techniques. So, for all 3 subjects, we will go for activity-based learning. For subject 3, which is economics, we can go with project-based learning, like I have some examples later on. Adoption of the Socratic method, discuss in class and make them discover, they feel that they discover this knowledge and not that you presented it to them. It feels so much better for the student to feel that he discovered it and that he worked through it. It stays better in the brain. Facilitate learning, as we call ourselves now, not teachers, but learning facilitators. We help them to get that knowledge. Learn, discuss in class, and quiz platform. Apart from Kahoots, I use these quizzes, which also helps me. I tried it this summer in a STEAM camp in the Cyprus Mountains with some kids. I don't know if Kahoots has it, but quizzes can give you the opportunity for kids that do not have a mobile, and you can. They have a QR code and they answer to you A, B, C, or D just by turning their identified QR codes. Yes.
This.
Yeah.
It's paper mode. So if the answer is A, they turn this.
Yes.
Where is A? Oh, this is A, and they just show this, and with mobile phone we can scan and see
Very
who
good.
is.
It can be used for classes that are not allowed mobiles, or for younger ages like kindergarten or early elementary. This feature, the paper mode, they have their own QR code, and you get to scan all the answers, and then all the results from your mobile are going into the whiteboard to see the results and comment and and do the statistic part of the quiz. Implementation, instructional activities, procedures, reflections. So, activity 1 in mathematics, topic introduction to counting and basic combinatorics. Activities, simple math real life problem solving, warming up. Especially in combinations, you can find a lot of simple topics. Give annexes 1 and 2 as a worksheet. I have all of these in the online learning plan. Okay, you can see them later. I only have a few examples. Give students a few minutes to practice, 15 minutes, discuss the results, 20 minutes, conclude for 10 minutes. This is how a 45-minute class should be done. Lately, on the worksheets, I start to use the Google Forms a lot instead of printing out worksheets. I find it more ecological, and we follow no paper waste policy at school. So it has a lot of advantages, the Google form, because they can use the phones. They are very happy when you let them use the phone. So they can go, they can answer. Maybe you include a question that they don't know, so they can minimize Google Forms and go to search, find it, copy a part, put it back. Also, a good thing of Google Forms is that they answer to you back. When they submit, they can see all the other answers if you want, so they can check on the other answers of the other pupils, and also you get all the answers in a nice Excel sheet at home, and you see even what second they answered. So it has a lot of advantages, and for me also as the teacher to check on their work and their answers, but also for them. They can auto-evaluate or hetero-evaluate when they see the answers of the others at the end of the Google form.
What about open questions or checking procedure?
Yeah, you can have that also in Google Forms. It takes a bit more, but even this procedure of minimizing and then going online, I mean, we teach them how to proper Google search, how to press the right keys. So even if this procedure is very electronic, it shows some skills. It shows us that, I mean, they do it in the afternoon to find the goal of Babet when it was, and find they search a lot of things, so they're very good in searching. And why not use this electronic searching for educational purposes as well?
Maybe this is a question of debate or
debate. Yeah, very good question. So, motivation, here I have an example. It's called Annex 1. The box contains 2 layers of sweets. Can you find the number of sweets in the whole box? Provided that the box is full of sweets, what are the rules for arranging the sweets? Can you suggest the process for calculating the number of sweets in the box? Okay, this is an example that you can initiate some questions about probabilities and combinatorics. Implementation for the art teacher. It's the second activity for the mathematics. The topic is problem solving, integrating and connecting, analysis and interpretation. What do we do in the second class? Instructing students to organize teams of 3 or 4. Ice-breaking, maybe activity between those 3 and 4 if they don't know each other. Give annexes 4 up to 9. Again, I include these examples in my online learning plan. On whiteboard, interactive board, or as a PowerPoint presentation. Teamwork, use quizzes, paper mode to answer as a team, and then conclude. This is how the second class will run from the mathematics teacher. And then you conclude with your results and the findings and the knowledge they got, and you help them to do it. So, Annex 5, I give you another example, the multiplication principle. You have students playing with dice and the spinner in small groups. Have the groups use the fundamental counting principle to calculate the number of possible combinations. Here they will have to multiply. In the beginning they have to think about it themselves, but then you explain in the conclusions. Switch the dice and spinner, repeat. You can play a lot with these things. Mathematics is a great environment and very creative. You can see a lot of examples, real life examples. Implementation for the arts, illustrations for the counting principles. So, what can we do in arts? Research on the subject, present it to classmates in an attractive way. Could it be a poster? Could it be a mathematical theater? I will talk about this on Thursday, especially on mathematical theater. Give Annex 10, it's another example. Give students 20 minutes to practice, discuss the results. There are so many things to talk about, probabilities and combinations. You can even start by saying you need to dress up and you need to combine your trousers and your shirts and your socks. It can be designed, it can be played as a mathematical act for like 10 minutes, and it's going to be very fun as well. Trust me, I have a lot of examples, especially on mathematical theater. So what can we do as a design? Let's take a flag. we have 3 stripes, and we have 4 colors. How many flags, different flags, can we make? So the students will talk about different colors. They will talk about different colors, but different combinations. Same colors, but different combination will create a new flag. So they get to talk about all of this, also playing with art and painting flags. You can move on to 2 stripes flags, like Ukraine, or you can do a lot of things. And I know that time is what pressures everybody. Economics, very simple again. Simple economic real-life problem solving, warming up. Annex 11 as a worksheet, give students a few minutes to work on it. Do I have an example? I have an example of a menu in a restaurant that you have 3 soups, 2 salads, and 5 main dishes. Find the number of ways of a 3-course lunch consisting of 1 soup, 1 salad, and 1 main dish. Again, they play with combinations, they play with, and also you can put in the prices and make it even more challenging to talk about the prices and so on. Then you can make a bit of an extension. If 2 of the main dishes contain meat, what is the number of ways a vegetarian can choose a 3-course lunch? A vegetarian will have limited options, and they will get to talk about this if they reach this point, some more fast-working pupils. So, extension activities for students who are progressing faster, slower. This is a very important slide, because we get to see what do we do in class to get everybody like very interested and not be bored. If someone already knows that, or a pupil is very fast, we can help him with more activities. So extend or reduce the amount of difficulty for every pupil separately. We can do that even on Google Forms. We can make the questions not compulsory. So it could be 5 first questions to be compulsory, and then the next, if you're running out of time, you can skip them. So the slower working pupil, he doesn't feel pressure that he didn't submit the form in time. So we can play with that. Teacher of the arts could also propose inclusions of simpler or more advanced artistic elements to be included in the project, depending on the ability of each student. Especially the art teacher, he can play a lot with the students and how much they can offer in 45 minutes. You can give more material, you can put them in a... If you see him that he's not good in arts, you can introduce to a bit of a theater or to a bit of a movement activity, depending on every pupil. Because remember, you have 20 different pupils in the class. Not everyone is the same, and not even 2 of them, if compared, they're not the same in the speed, in the understanding. You have 20 pupils that are different in speed, in understanding, in, as we said before, the personalities. So you can imagine how many combinations we have, like this topic now is talking about combinations. Teacher of economics, T3, could stage a small theatrical acts of the actual serving in a restaurant. Is he a theater teacher, the economics teacher? No, but can we ask him to do something like this? Yes. If a teacher is involved in this STEAM framework, then he would gladly do something very simple. It doesn't have to be a Broadway show. It could be a small theatrical act like you do with your children at home, something very simple. Make it easier for pupils to visualize the problem. Mathematical theatre is a growing activity of STEAM education in Europe. As I said before, we give a lot of emphasis in Cyprus educational system now on arts, and it's not just the painting aspect. It's also music, theatre, and dancing movements. So assignment adjustments for advanced students. They can do this assignment on PC or tablet. Bring your own device. As we say, that you use your own mobile phone instead of the tablet at school, so you can take your work at home as well, because some student may be inspired in the afternoon, and the question you told him is still running in his head. So maybe he has 5 minutes to do it in the afternoon in his own pace, in his own time. So that's one good thing about having the projects on their mobile phones and not on a PC in school, which closes at 2 o'clock. In S2, in subject 2 in arts, they can use to paint marker pens, colors, tempera, collage, whatever they feel comfortable with. Easier, harder quizzes from our library, quizzes.com. You can even construct different quizzes and assign different quizzes to your students from beforehand. And so that you know that you gave to the faster working a more difficult quiz, and the other one, and the slower working student, you gave him an easier one. Trust me, the faster working one, he will not mind that he got the difficult one. Again, he will feel a bit proud. So, we have rubrics in Annex 12. I found it very nice, the rubric that you showed, Elena, before. It fits to many situations, so it fits here as well. It's very detailed, the one that Elena showed you before. Teaching materials, Annex 1 to 11, can be used in class, problem relevant to the activities. Annexes not used in class can be given as a homework. If you feel stressed that you cannot do all 12 in these 4 classes, you can give them at home, and some of them will be engaged. You don't need everybody, but if some of them are engaged, then we are more than happy. Or even the slower ones can do them at home. Assessment should be based on the following: continuous debate and feedback as students are involved in A1 to A4, all these 4 classes. Short quizzes on quizzes after each activity that aims to identify the understanding of the principles and their use in problem solving. Discussion on results, and as I said, we based a lot on auto-evaluation and hetero-evaluation, that the pupils get to see their other classmate responses, and they get to comment and evaluate each other, instead of just waiting for us to do it. Thank you for your attention. I was running. I tried to be as fast as possible. But yeah, we'll get to say more about the STEAM framework and the mathematical theater in detail on Thursday.